Dig this. Pump up the volume, 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 pump up the volume.
We're hanging out this morning with Michael Drayton. We're talking money. Talk to me about investments and your viewpoint on Robinhood and somebody looking to get started in investments.
The Robinhood phenomenon is an app that was initially created so that people can sort of get involved in stocks by buying what's called partial shares, right? You know, at one point, Tesla's stock was over 1,000, heading up some ridiculous price, 2,000, and it split, right? Perhaps the share was too expensive for the average person to buy one share. So Robinhood said, let them buy $50 worth of this particular share to give them access. People started doing what is called trading, which is what I do. Trading is primarily short-term holding. You enter the stock, hope it goes up, and you take the money out. Or I won't get into some of the other strategies. So what this phenomena did create is a new class of investors that took Wall Street off guard. Basically, it was all of this new money coming in. And a lot of the money came in from the stimulus checks, by the way, because people were at home and they needed something to do. They weren't as privy to DraftKings as they are now, because DraftKings is a betting application. Two things. Anytime you get money, whether it's $1 and I can't give specifics out for legal reasons, but there's only two ways you're really making money. You're making money based on appreciation, or you're making money based upon interest coming in. If you're looking for income streams, you have to find money that is paying interest. If you're looking to hold long term, you want to look at more equity long positions with the hopes of the market going up, which is why people buy real estate. Robinhood is but one application that is able to do that. Underlining issues are Wall Street sort of dismissed the Robinhood culture when it started. They're uneducated investors. They don't know what they're doing. They're just following the trend or whoever. And what happened is Robinhood investors ended up creating this scenario where the market started going up because there's so much buying going on and so much activity going in.
Hey, it's your girl Mona Mia, production intern here at What's In It for the Black People Media. Just wishing you a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out chicagolegalnetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's In It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
what's in it for the black people. Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around that can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Sonia and Ruthie and Todd explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we're united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve on.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. Haha, you like I did that, right?
Wonderful. I've been waiting on that. I love when Todd misses a day.
Todd missing. Well, he's missing some air in his tire. He'll be here eventually. Look, but that's all right. We gonna, every time we gonna just start. We gonna move these things around. Remember when we used to put the squares? We'll put it in order. Who got here?
That was you.
All right, that's my girl Ruthie Moore in the building. We waiting on brother Todd Stroger. He's dealing with some air tire issues, but he'll be here shortly. Now, I gotta say what's up to the lady in red.
Lady in red.
I gotta say the lady in red. Let me tell you. So when Sonia comes in, first of all, she's a human. Not only is she the human drink magnet, but she's also a fashion plate. So when the door opens, all you can see is she's got her coat on. So all you can see is red. I was like, good Lord, you got red shoes, red socks, red stock. And then you said, but you flipped it. What color? You green on top?
No, black.
Black, red. Ooh. Pink. Representing. Okay, I got you. I seen you. And I saw you. Speaking of snowmen, you see me? I'm notorious. You see how we did that? That was
But hold on, I would be remiss if I did not point out your Cap Alpha Psi cane that the snowman got. It's 2 days in a row you've been nooping it up. I'm just saying.
It's the first thing. So let me just tell you.
I'm just saying.
My wife gets me the.
She likes crimson and cream. It's okay.
No, it's not.
It's a beautiful color combination.
I'm gonna tell you, just the fact that you point that out, right?
I'm just saying, Maze.
It's like the bros gonna be on me today.
I thought
right?
it, but you said it. Listen, it's 2 days in a row. Yesterday, your shirt said yo 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 instead of ho ho ho.
Shout out to the
You know what, Ruthie?
Hold
on, wait. Don't start. Don't y'all start up here today. Don't make me leave
can we not
y'all
talk
on
about
the
this
road.
Black Greek stuff because I don't want to offend nobody.
They be like, the Black Greeks are the people that destroyed the world. Forget Martin Luther King. Forget Thurgood.
Why y'all can't be
Egyptian?
Egyptian?
Right. Actually, because they stole. You know what? In case if y'all knew the lit, then y'all might understand a little bit more. But I ain't gonna go that far deep on y'all because it's a little too much. All right, y'all. We are all good. We locked and loaded. Don't forget, it is the holiday season, and I'm asking you to bless, ring out and bless the talent here on What's in It for the Black People. You all have been doing your thing. So whether you are Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle, we got a way for you. And if you got stars, empty the bank account.
I heard we take a link too.
Oh, you know what? Just meet me outside. We can. Meet me
at the stove.
You can trade links.
Meet me at the stove.
What stove? Now you can go to certain stores now. You can get lobster with that.
And I think you might be able to use it online at some places. Which is good because grocery delivery is important,
especially in these pandemic days. Okay.
Exactly.
You know what? See, we're going to check that out. You know what though? Is it a way to swipe and can you swipe? Can you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We
don't know what you're talking about, man.
I bet. You know what?
I remember back in the day, you used to be able to get 50 for the 100.
See, Ruthie,
them was licks.
That was that. I actually was on food stamps at one point.
Me too.
In college, that was the hookup. Like when we found out you could go, but I just need to tell you, waiting in that line in Champagne, like everybody, like it was funny because there'd be all the college students in there with the regular, and they'd be like,
y'all had food stamps back then or actual cards?
Oh no, it was stamps. It was literally stamped like a book. Mm-hmm. Boy, but you could go to county market and clean up. Boy, I'd be like, look, you know, college and food, $200 will do you. That's $200
in college. Back then, you a little seasoned.
I was getting some what's that chicken? That banquet.
Fruit.
We used to have
Fresh
straight
fruit.
banquet chicken parties, boy.
In the boxes.
The banquet fried chicken.
Oh,
boy.
y'all was high class
We
down
was
there in
living
Champaign.
it up. All right, y'all, let's do this. Let's get this thing up.
Did it have the sides in the box?
Hold on.
No, we can't. I have to wait for the president.
Oh, I forgot about Todd.
Can we just take the drone up? Can we ride in a drone?
Todd, you know, Todd could fit in the drone. Todd, what you do? Todd came in. Zzz. You know what? That would be funny. All right. Well, look, since we can't get off the ground, let's talk about a couple headlines. Did you see the mayor had a press conference yesterday? She is bound to restore the trust of black people.
Yes.
I'm just going to tell y'all.
She got to try.
Y'all know y'all going to give her back.
I want her to come on with the media.
She is not coming on with the media.
I'm advocating for the mayor to come on with the media.
The mayor.
If we had to give her the questions ahead of time, would you be down? Maybe. We can talk about it later. Just curious where your head at, where your head at, bro.
Here's my thing. I mean, I would say subject areas, but I don't know if I could give, because my whole thing is like I'm inspired in the moment.
You definitely are.
And so in the moment, and it's like and beyond that, I feel like no, I wouldn't, because I've never done that for anybody else. And I feel like we could talk about the areas or subject matters that we're going to talk about, and you know, we could stay off limits of certain things. I could say I'll stay in certain areas but if it concerns black folks in Chicago, black people in Chicago, I'm on it. But I don't think that the mayor, first of all, I believe that they have made it their mission to operate around us. Mm-hmm. And
the system was designed that way.
Well, I don't debate it.
So they just playing the game.
Right. And I don't debate that. But I think the key is for us to make sure that we are able to maintain pressure. Right. So, like, here's the thing I got to feel. Here's how I feel about that. I would love to talk to the mayor and, like, have a straight up, like, real conversation. Like, but I'm not going for no finger pointing. I'm not going for no, it's like person to person. I was going to say person to person. And I think that the key for me would be not to compromise in that, right? And if we're going to do it, we meet on our terms. Like, we meet as adults on the field, and her job is to lead. And I think we represent a tremendous constituency that they are actively ignoring. But I think it goes to something that I hear very regularly, like, if you don't talk to us, you really don't want to win with black people. You don't. It's like you can be personal, whatever, but the fact of the matter is, like, there's nobody really that I wouldn't talk to. Me personally, there's nobody I wouldn't talk to, from a Klansman to George Bush, right? I would talk to whoever, because I feel like you can't get in. The people that I have disliked the most, I think, I've been able to have a conversation with and at least connect to where they're trying to come from. I don't think that people are inherently evil. I don't think the mayor is inherently a bad person. I think she is inherently not connected to our community, and it is reflected, but I think she tries to operate from a self-righteous position, like she knows what's good for us, even though. But no, I would not compromise in that space, just because, Ruthie, I think we have no uncompromised. It's hard to. We're going to talk about who had the most impact on black Chicagoans this year, and I think the challenge is they figure out a way to compromise everybody, and so I ain't with it. Let's talk about
the Munties.
You know what? But it's a. I mean, I think that you don't have to agree to be able to build alliances, right? I just think you got to figure it out. But I do think that it speaks volumes that they do continue to ignore us, and we continue to tell the truth, and we continue to tell the people in advance what's going to happen. So just fair, I'm going to go back to July 1st. How we got here was because there was a lie told that we were supposed to protect. And in the effort to protect, we now find ourselves here. Anyway, so it's a good and a bad thing. Let's talk about it more when we come back after the break. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Hey Hey everyone, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I am Mary, the do-it-all intern here at the What's In It for the Black People Media. I hope that you guys are looking forward to celebrating your family, all the kids opening up presents. Be sure to love your loved ones. It's been a tough year, and so long as we're all around, we want to pull each other in closely. You guys have a great holiday.
You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard.
We have a very, very special guest man joining us on today's show.
Walter Beach, he's my godfather and one of two of the dopest black men I've met in my entire life.
This is how I always introduce myself. I'm black in attitude, I'm black in behavior, I'm black in belief and thought, and I'm African in spirit. I accept and acknowledge the fact of my African self being intuitively and have developed the cognitive strength to function as a black man in America. As an African black man, my hypocrisy manifests as silent rage. I must decide what my relationship to racism will be. Only I can say when and where I enter my manhood with quiet, undisputed dignity, without violence or special patronage, asking no quarters, and giving no quarters. When and where I enter, I take with me my people. That's what the sovereignty that Toussaint was talking about means to me. I'm a sovereign human being. And like he was talking about in that point that we made in Amistad when we was talking about all of our species demands to be free. They may not have the power to prevent it, but they just demands it. And that's what they do. That's what the struggle is about.
Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
Do you believe that God's going to turn it around?
I got to.
Why?
Why? Because he's did it before.
Come on.
And he'll do it again.
Yes.
And you can do it again.
Yes. Come on here.
Come on, I better leave that alone.
Somebody calling you right now.
Somebody calling you right now. If it ain't one thing, I better go. God's going to turn it around.
And I feel like we have to encourage the people because so many people are just truly depressed. They're going through the holiday blues, and we want you to know that you don't have to be discouraged. But you can, in fact, be encouraged because God's going to turn it around.
God's turn it around. It's me again. God's going to turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. God's gonna turn it around. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. 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 From glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. God's gonna turn it around. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. God's gonna turn it around. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. God's gonna turn it around. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. God's gonna turn it around. Dear Lord, it's me again. God's gonna turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it it before. I believe that you can do it again. Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing we need, somebody else needs you for another. Please, son, look and have mercy. Have mercy over our home, Lord. Have mercy. Have mercy.
You are tuned into the Mace Jackson Show. That is Pastor Terrence Keys. Let me tell y'all what, God's going to turn it around. You got to check him out on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock.
He did it before.
And he'll do it again. Now, I was just thinking, dang, do I got to do Sunday again? Because I was going to take a weekend off. But I'm going to tell y'all what. You come in here, you get your praise on Sunday mornings. They come in here, Pastor Terrence Keys, Terrence Daniels, and my girl Angie Mims. They get it in. So y'all don't miss us every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Church Chicago's Power Hour, followed up with the kickoff kickback with Herb, 2, and Terrence. Man, y'all.
I think we be needing that church show on Sunday to bless it up in here.
I think, man, I do too, because after Friday with Chris the Critic and Go Ladies, man, after Go Ladies, and I was like, are they sprinkling some, I was like, hold it.
Any bottles?
Hold it. You know, I be a little nervous sometimes when I be like the doctor. I be like, what kind of doctor are you exactly now? Now,
let me see your credentials.
Let me see the school of witchcraft. Wait a minute. Then I saw somebody brought some sage. I was like, hold it.
Listen, sometimes you got to cleanse the air.
Now,
we know, man. You grew up not being able to light incense, can't light candles, man. Can't wear shoes after 3:30 a.m.
Right, that's women. That's only the ladies, right? And stay in the kitchen.
Listen, if I got stainless steel Sub-Zero appliances, I'm good.
You in the kitchen?
When the magnets don't be in there with no whirlpool.
Magnets do not stick.
Tired of the whirlpool.
All right, hey y'all. Speaking of Todd is in with his fresh Tommy Hilfiger. Ooh, look at you! What you doing? The vintage frying, Todd?
You know this was a gift, right?
It was a gift. You know what, Todd? What's your favorite brand?
Eddie Bauer.
Eddie, you know what?
I could have probably guessed that. Maybe I would have did top 3.
That is classic old school branding. I remember when everybody wanted the Eddie Bauer Jeep.
The
Eddie Bauer book bag. They wanted the Eddie Bauer Explorer.
I had one.
That's what Todd was in his playing days. You was a player. Did you say?
No, I had it for the family because we had 3 cousins. And it had a back row. So we had 7 seats.
Man, I remember when the 3rd row came out, man. That was the move, man.
I love that.
The Eddie Bauer, man. Then I remember the Eddie Bauer Expedition. You had the Eddie Bauer Explorer. There was an Expedition, too.
Let's see. No, that's too big.
I had an Expedition and I had an Excursion.
I drove the Suburban once, and I'm like, this is a bus.
The Excursion was, like, bigger than it had 4 rows.
4 rows.
It was crazy.
We didn't have that many rows.
It probably was like $60 to fill that mug up.
$60.
The Suburban was an XL. It cost $138 to put gas in. I was like, what?
$60.
That's not a lot. Am I low?
That's a little bit. I ain't spend $60 to fill up no gas tank.
You don't spend $60 now?
I ain't spent $60. I spend like $80. Well, now that I found out about Costco, I might be back to $60. I might be back to $60 with Costco, but no, really, no. It's usually like a $80 fill up. I think I've been in the $80 range since.
And you know the high end cars, you have to put like premium gas in.
Yeah, so. I have. Yes, that is the. I tried to not do it like that.
Wow.
Man,
I knew a friend. He didn't do it. He was like, "Man, I'm gonna get rid of this car one day. I don't care what happens."
Man, yeah, but
let me know what kind of car that is, so I won't get that one pre-owned.
All right, in case y'all did not know, that means Todd has made it in. How's your tire?
It's full. I'm not. I think this is the slow leak that tends to happen with it.
Okay, you know what?
I don't think it's the accident, even though it's on that side.
Okay. See, that would have been the accident.
And since my deductible so high, I mean, I'm not sure if I want them to change it or not.
And
right, it's like a scam.
No, I think it's this. I think it's you should have used your lawyer.
I should have used my lower back.
Yes,
my neck, my back, my neck and my back.
I got a crook. All right, y'all. That is Todd Stroger. So let's get this thing up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away. Speaking of airplanes, the COVID travel, seems like there's going to be issues. People are lining up to go to the airport. They taking their COVID to other states and coming right back with it. I don't know what y'all talking about. Not shout out. Let me tell y'all the sad story of the week. Emma Wright, the 71-year-old woman who was shot at 108th and Morgan, the old block that Eddie Johnson used to live on. She was shot apparently through the windows because someone was attempting to shoot her grandson. And she was killed, 71 years old.
Man, this sounds like the 90s. I remember that well.
Man, it does. I'm starting to feel. We have over 740 murders this year. It does start. It does. If you remember the 90s, I remember the 90s was off the hook, right? With the gang stuff except it still appeared to be a bit more organized.
Right.
Jackie Wilson, in case you don't know, he's a gentleman who was convicted of killing 2 police officers, tortured into the confession. Seems like they are now asking for a special prosecutor because the state's attorney lied on the stand in his second trial, which means his justice will be delayed. The Fighting Illini hired.
Is this the Burge?
Yes, one of the.
One of them, right.
The Fighting Illini hired Brett Belima. Says he's coming back to Illinois to replace Lovie Smith. Says he's going to be recruiting back in Illinois, trying to bring homegrown talent. Seems like that
was Wisconsin's thing. They got Wisconsin people and they got Northern Illinois people.
And I think that it will be good for Illinois if we start to do that. It seems like Brad Underwood has started that trend back with football. It would be great to see that with the Fighting Illini.
Yes.
Football. Also, Kevin Green, if you are a football fan, I know he's a white
linebacker.
Guy. Yeah, but he was
he the crazy linebacker?
Yes, he was the crazy white guy. Well,
one of them, right?
But Kevin Green passed away yesterday at 58 years old. I just remember watching his NFL
58
highlights.
Years young.
Yes, 58 years young. I was counting when they gave his day. I was like, wow, that's young. All right, y'all. Look, we gotta take a quick break and then we'll be back with the social media question of the day.
The Mays Jackson Show will be back after this break.
What's up, good people?
Y'all go accept my request on the page. So
Why?
I can do
Why would we do that? Why would we do that?
I'm trying to do the survey.
Why would we let you in? Why would we let you on the? You talking about the Iswiz Book Club page? No, why would
we're gonna let you in, Ron. You need to read. I'm with that. I'm definitely put you on.
Somebody please let Ron in the Iswiz. Is it? I thought it was a public page.
I don't know. I don't run it.
I don't know who run it. You got to talk to Shannon and Robin and.
You say what?
Y'all group private like it's something special or something.
First of all, it is something special.
Ass.
Okay,
there's something special. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
And you gonna talk it again? Don't get no punishment again now.
Right? They already came in there like, look at her being nice to Ron today. It wasn't gonna last.
You always mess.
I think Asia came in like, for now, like just for a little while.
Just for a little while.
Just for a little while. Just for a little while. Somebody let that man in the page. Somebody let that man in the page, Robin. Please let him in. I said what I said. Herb 2, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
This is retired State Senator Ricky Hendon. This is my new song, Be My Christmas. It's on my House Party CD, produced by house music icon King Farley. It's available on my website, HollywoodHendon.com. And this is our new song, We Getting Lit. The album also has songs like Throwing Money. Get the House Party CD in time for Christmas and New Year's Eve. This is the king of house music, Farley Jack Master Funk. And I endorse Hollywood Ricky Hendon. Let's go to work.
Where my steppers at?
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Baby, please come to me. Let me be your fantasy. Baby, like the tree, I will be all that you need. Unwrap you underneath the mistletoe. We can sip some wine, kiss you from head to toes. Baby, don't you ever, ever let me go. I want you to know
are listening to Ricky Hendon.
We won't give.
Hey, Ricky Hendon. What's the name of the song again?
Be my Christmas.
Be my Ruthie's. Ricky's dedication to Ruthie Moore. I keep telling you on that Rona video, I was like, please, oh please, do not let Ruthie sit up. Sonia's jamming, so I'm gonna let her play her song. Be my boo, be my Christmas, be my Christmas baby. Wishing you be my boo. It's Christmas.
Very nice for you. And got your shorty baby too, baby.
Ricky looking out for the kids.
Nah, dog, I have a joke. Remind me to tell you about that story when I'm off the air. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson.
You got the right idea.
Todd.
If you want the kids to be good, the mama got to be good.
You be like, if you don't tell them nappy-headed kids to sit down and be quiet, they be bamming on the door. You be like, look, you be like, can you see you got to come with like chicken and ribs or something so the kids will be occupied. You brought food. McDonald's. That you brought McDonald's. You put McDonald's and you buy a bunch of it. And then you put it on the table and then let me stop. Okay.
And you know kids are smart. Eventually they catch on to what's happening.
Right. They be like, dog, you gonna have to upgrade from McDonald's. You gonna keep on
Chick-fil-A next time.
Right. It'd be like, Uncle, whatever, right? Why Uncle such and such always come stay in your room? Why you and Uncle always close the door? Right?
Ain't y'all hungry?
Not for no McDonald's. Nah, you gonna have to come harder than that, literally. All right, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Ruthie Moore, Todd Stroger, Sonia Escobar. Okay. Let me ask you. So we're gonna go to the social media question of the day today. I'm going to try to get through this and get through this show today. But I do want y'all to call in today. We're gonna open up the phone lines. We're gonna do all of that. 872-259-7474. All right, so State Representative Ann Williams and Senator Bob Martwick are just introduced legislation in Springfield to for electronic legislation. So essentially, right now, there is no way for governing to happen in the Illinois General Assembly, substantive governing to happen in Illinois General Assembly because of COVID. They're not going to have in-person gatherings. However, last year when they were leaving Springfield and they knew that this was the case, they put in legislation to allow electronic voting or electronic
meetings,
right? And then to be able to govern electronically. What you've seen is that every other unit of government has recognized this, from the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, who people are saying has done a great job in making the transition to city council. I mean, you think about it, they are organizing 50 members of city council. They're having all their committee meetings. They passed the budget. Everything has moved forward. Now, we may not like what happened, but at some point they recognized that for the business of the state of the city or the county or the entity of the governmental body that they represent, those leaders have decided that they had to figure out a way to move forward in the midst of a pandemic, while trying to keep people safe, while still trying to do the people's work. What would you say if I told you that the Illinois General Assembly has no way of meeting and has not had a way of meeting and taking care of business officially since they left in February of last year? And that there is no substantive means for them to legislate until there is a bill passed. So I want to ask first, does Illinois need to pass laws to allow for legislators to legislate remotely? Considering that the pandemic is going to go until probably they're saying till mid-June, July of next year.
Right.
So can we afford not to take care of the business of the state? for until June of next year? Or should they pass legislation? First of all, let me ask you a question. Do you think they should pass legislation to allow remote legislation? Yes or no?
So does that mean you have to meet to do that?
Yes, it does.
Uh-huh. I think they should. I mean, if other jurisdictions have found a way to do it, then that means it's possible. So they might as well do it with the sunset.
Okay, with the sunset, which means what, Todd?
That it ends at a certain date. So I would say at the end of the fiscal year, it should end.
Okay. Ruthie, do you think that legislators should have to pass legislation to legislate remotely?
It should have been a priority.
That
should have been a part of some of that federal disaster relief funding.
Well, here's what we know. We know that the state will spare no expense for legislators and what they need. We know that the speaker will allocate however much money that he needs to ensure that the legislators get whatever allows them to govern.
To legislate.
Right? So remember when we saw them redo the Capitol and they put in all of the bells and whistles and everything to make it, to restore it, but also to bring it up to speed. But I was thinking that this vote, so there was someone was proactive in the spring or in the spring legislative session, and they proposed this and it passed the House, but failed it passed the Senate, but failed in the House by one vote.
Wow.
Now, my question is it a coincidence, do you think, that the Illinois General Assembly has not passed a law to convene or to legislate remotely? Remember when there was the big debate over whether they should have veto session?
Right.
But then all of a sudden during veto session was also when additional parts of the Madigan fallout came. And so the veto session was canceled. Remember they were trying to figure out how they were going to meet, but then we saw all of it, and then we saw coronavirus used as the excuse as to why there was no convening. Now, remember I told you that the reason they didn't convene was because the speaker did not want all y'all Negroes in the same room together conspiring. But we also know that one of the famous things that the speaker is famous for is no electronic footprint. Right? No, they talk about he doesn't have a cell phone. He doesn't send emails. He doesn't do blah, 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 blah. And realistically, if there is a transition to this, he would be forced to convene in a way more public manner.
Or not. You see how they not passing it?
But so
I would argue that it's already very public at this point.
It's very public, but no business of the state. The state's business has not become a priority. Remember the governor said we should have a veto session? Remember everybody said we were going to have a veto session, but the speaker said no, and you said he could convene it. The speaker, the governor could call it.
Well, I think we all know why the speaker doesn't want the veto session.
Why doesn't the speaker want the veto session?
Because all it's going to do is drag up the speaker's name. So it's going to be about the speaker all the time.
But what about the business of the people
it
of the
doesn't
state?
have to be about the speaker because he could say that's not the business of the day. But just them bringing it up will make it the business of the day.
Now let me ask a question. Where does that leave us? No, I'm just asking. Because just think about this. Everything that they did in last year failed. Everything. Because they failed with the fair tax. Right? Fair tax fails. Everything, the budget. Who's meeting? Who's planning? How is the business of the state being taken care of right now, knowing that everything that you built this on from JB's first cycle, from his first budget pass, which was built on, remember, and they took a pension holiday. They skipped the pension payment because they just knew they were going to pass the fair tax.
Right.
Now, that didn't happen, and now the speaker is leveraging the ability to pass a tax to keep him the speaker. All the while, not allowing the business of the state to continue because there's no means to do it.
This is the governor's problem.
No, it's all of our problem. We all are that, and therein is our issue.
But it starts with the governor, because the governor is the one who's going to pass the budget down to the legislature. And then they go and look at it.
Now, let me ask a question. Does Illinois need to pass the laws to legislate remotely? Yes or no? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I believe that there is a slow drag. Now, just mind you, every other unit of government has figured out a way to move forward. The Senate passed it. The higher house, the upper chamber, passed it. It failed by one vote in the House. Why?
I don't know. I was wondering that too.
So help me understand. So I want to know who are the legislators that voted against it. And will those same legislators be the same people that vote for the speaker to remain?
You know how that works.
How does it work, Todd? Tell the people.
As soon as that vote happened, they dumped it. So
what do you mean they dumped it?
They just took it off the board. They didn't keep a record of it.
So
all they have to do is say the
motion carries. Boom.
No, the motion failed. And bam. And unless somebody says they want to do, I forgot what
a roll call.
A roll call, but there's also something else you could do that you.
Motion to reconsider.
No, there's something you could, so you can bring it up later. So you have to get so many votes and all that. But maybe there's
motion to reconsider.
No, you don't want to do that because that just means you bring the vote up again right away.
No, you move to reconsider and then you voted against it. And then they move to reconsider, then they say no.
Right.
And then they kill it.
Right.
And then nobody can talk about it again because.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's
so
been a
the
long
motion.
time.
Right. So it's a motion to reconsider. And I know that was just inside politics. But what you got to understand is.
That back to Robert Rules of Order.
Right. The rules being utilized to fleece the people. So now I'm just saying the state of Illinois, business is now at the mercy of one man. Well, one man I guess two. Because you could say the speaker, the governor could call it. But how important is the welfare of the state? Think about the fact that one man is sticking up the whole state.
Well, you also have to remember that why would the governor want to call it when he ain't got no money? Like,
what you mean the governor ain't got no money? what governor you talk about?
In the state coffers. Since there's no tax, now they have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what they're going to do.
Does Madigan have the leverage for JB to say, hey, I can get this passed since the fair tax? Like, is that a viable thing?
Say that one more time.
Like, does Madigan actually have the leverage to help the governor since the fair tax failed?
No, I think that they don't need I think that all the legislators are going to vote for it because they failed with they also bear some of the burden of the fair tax, right? Because they voted on a pie-in-the-sky budget that they had no guarantee of. So they bear some of the blame. So they're going to I don't think trying to get the votes to get that done is going to be an issue. I think the whole reason of meeting remotely is the speaker does not want meeting remotely is because it gives the people the opportunity to conspire and to convene without his permission. Right? Mm-hmm. So now, if they have the ability to have a meeting, that means they have the ability to caucus. That means they have the ability to start discussing openly amongst themselves within their chain how they're going to oust him. I'm just telling you what he done. What you want to do is keep the slaves apart. When there's a rebellion brewing, you gotta,
That's why they stopped letting us gather for church like that.
Exactly. And also, like, when you think in jail, right? When something is going, they move people.
What, Todd?
I don't think there's a lot of revolution talk in church anymore.
No, it's not. It's not. The people in church is trying to figure out, how could I get on, in the black church, how could I get on Madigan good side? They chaining us to the same boat that's sinking. It's the Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Week events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Week members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Week letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one. Got a couple of them. Got two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one. Something better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
number
ahead.
4.
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh, Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing could touch you.
I'm
One
telling
of
you.
them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke me up this morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
And the number 1 reason.
Number 1. Final answer.
He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a
Turn that thing
testimony.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show. Call in and say it with your chest. 872-259-7474. That's 872-259-7474. Give us a call and say it with your chest. 872-259-7474. The social media question of the day.
You are listening to the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, Ruthie Moore. Why are you shaking your head? Stop it.
I'm with you, Ruthie. That story's going to stay with me all day.
She had her own washing powder. Y'all ever use washing powder?
Yes.
Yeah, do y'all like it or y'all don't like how it stay on y'all clothes?
Nah, no more. I've used pods.
Yeah.
Oh.
What you mean? Oh, pods. I mean,
That's
it's
top of the line. That's upper echelon.
No, it really isn't. It's convenient.
No, it is. The pods cost so much money.
The powder. No,
man, you don't care about the environment.
The pods they dissolve.
But the packaging.
No, that dissolves too.
No, I'm talking about the box. That
No,
they
then
come
you
in.
buy the packet. Then you buy the refill.
You buy the thing.
I buy the thing, and then when I go to the store, I just buy the.
Oh, okay.
Or if not, you might find, you don't be surprised if you find the pod thing and we got microphone cords and all type of stuff. I'm gonna use a container now.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. Did anybody else see on Chicago tonight the black lady drinking out the spaghetti jar?
What?
In which part?
It's a mason jar.
No, it was not. It was a spaghetti jar. And
was it glass or plastic?
It was a grape jelly jar.
If it was glass, it's okay.
It's a mason jar.
It was glass then. It's good.
Yes, it's a mason jar.
It was not okay.
She good. We know how to reuse containers. Quit acting like your mama ain't had that grease.
You don't do it on the Zoom.
Grease on her stove.
Oh, I still got grease on my stove. What do you do with that?
Is it in the coffee can?
Oh God, it's impossible. Oh, you mean pouring the drippings?
Yeah. Wait, now hold on. Now I love the bacon drippings, but it's nothing to do with it. Like you gotta
You're supposed to cook stuff like eggs.
No, you don't. You bottle it up. You put a top on it, and you throw it away eventually.
You're not supposed to pour it down.
Don't pour it down the drain. That's where it gets trapped. Ask your wife.
See, I told y'all, men don't care about the environment.
Bad for
You
the
do.
water.
Carrie won't even let me. She be making me turn off the water in the shower. She
be like military showers.
You wet? Turn it off.
You wet.
Lather up and rinse it off and get out.
Okay, let me just be clear. Don't the water go in the drain? Don't the drain go back down? Don't the drain come back around? Let me tell you.
But more importantly,
don't the drain come back around?
Doesn't the water end up going down to St. Louis? What do we care?
It probably winds up at East St. Louis. Puts a whole new spin on our drink your bath water. Okay, y'all. All right, let me go back to where we at. You know what? I don't know if we're going to take... So, I'm not going to even take calls right now because next hour we going to take calls. It's going to be fun because we're going to do the press conference. But does Illinois need to pass? We'll take calls. I'm sorry. I take that back. 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Should Illinois pass laws to legislate remotely? I think that right now the biggest delay to that is it creates another path for people to conspire against the speaker, and he can't. It starts to get the General Assembly out of his control. You ever seen like an old person trying to work a Zoom? Like, can you imagine 79-year-old Mike Madigan trying to rule the world from a Zoom call?
Well, right off the bat, I can tell you, there would be some technician, some young guy.
Whippersnapper.
Yeah, whippersnapper.
Turn that thing around. How you work this thing?
They would put that mute button like they did for Trump, so they can control it.
So I do wonder, though. I mean, I really think that this creates a...
Listen, Mike Madigan, it ain't our fault you can't translate your thuggery digitally.
Right. He's trying to figure out, how do I cyberbully the legislators?
He gonna be doing memes and gifs.
He gonna be hiring. I will get you.
2 minutes.
Right.
Room, me and you. Hey, can y'all see him using emojis like the mad face and stuff?
But
this will happen though.
But here's the thing. This is what's so hilarious about the Illinois General Assembly. They passed this is the whole point. They passed laws that they are not affected by. So they passed legislation that allowed every other unit of government to meet remotely except themselves. Think about that. Think about the audacity of that. Like, think about the fact that for 1 year, not 1 year, but let's say since March, they haven't met. No, they haven't met. They're going to unveil the black agenda that will end systemic racism in 3 days in the lame duck session. Where they do that at? Like, how do you measure their work product over the last year?
Well, it's hard.
Like
For
if you haven't, no. I can't agree with that. Knowing that I watch the hard work that goes into trying to legislate digitally, you can't really tell me it can't be done. Even, I'm not the big mayor fan, but even the mayor of the city of Chicago with 50, now she clearly does not care how she appears on camera. And she probably needs some attitude adjustment, but it does the business of the city.
Mayor Jackson, shut up.
Shut up! You, sir, are full of... You know the camera's on, lady, right? Like, do you realize the camera is on?
And this will be
right,
forever.
like, oh, that's right, I'm on camera. You know that they record your lies. They can record them.
They can.
And
that's why Mike Madigan ain't trying to do this.
That's my point, though.
I know.
They record all that anyway, though.
Yeah, but nowadays...
No. It's her. See, the challenge is now, right? When she's sitting up at the counter, sitting up at the dais at the...
Next!
When she's chairing the meeting, though, right? You can't... She just leans over and whispers to the corporation counsel. Now she's in the room all by herself, and somebody's back there giving her sign language.
Yeah. But she have a piece. I think it's a piece in her ear.
No, that's her hearing aid.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, me either.
What TV do y'all watch?
I try
I thought it was one of them like government like.
You thought it was like the FBI? No.
Yeah.
Stop the door. Close the door. Close the door.
That damn Mace Jackson said it again.
What is that? Would that be unusual?
Yes.
For a government person to have a thing in their ear to be
elected official,
highly
yes.
unusual, yeah.
Really?
Well, you ever say, if I saw an elected official with something in there, I'd be like, that is Speaker Madigan telling them what to say.
Yeah, that would cost so much.
Right. They'd be like, and they don't talk about it. Nobody's going to talk about that. Let's just let it go because I don't even want to be in that space. But yes, that's not a walkie-talkie. That is a assistant, a hearing assistant device.
Gotcha.
So I do think, though, that I don't give the mayor very much praise. But she has figured out, I mean, she literally passed the budget.
Yeah.
A pandemic budget and what have our legislators been doing? So what do they do, Todd? If they ain't having no meetings. I'm right, like, and when they made this black agenda.
Didn't they pass the budget? Did they?
Yeah, they did it back in January. And then they
you passed it in like June.
No, they didn't have a meeting. No. No. So I'm just wondering. This is kind of Bruce Rauner-esque, right? Like the speaker, just think about this. The speaker, this is pretty Bruce Rauner-esque, right? The speaker just said we ain't gonna pass the budget for 4 years, and everybody went with it.
No, it's not quite the same, because he and the other leader and the governor have to have some kind of, decision.
So
I don't know what's going on.
The complete failure of the state of Illinois government is in the hands of all Democrats. Let's just be clear. Senate, supermajority. House, supermajority. Executive branch, governor, billionaire. And the governor is trying to figure out how to blame it on the super minority Republicans. Meanwhile, we won't have a meeting.
Did you see his press conference?
I stopped watching his press conferences. I ain't gonna even lie, man. Between him and Dr. Ezike, I know y'all love Dr. Ezike, but she done lost.
You just mad because she's crying.
She only cried that one time.
It's like that's the fail safe, and I think that is the ultimate in BS. We'll talk about it more when we come back.
It's human nature,
right?
I'm with you, Ruthie. Maze, he ain't got no.
Maze a robot.
What is that? Apathy? No, that's not the word.
Apathy.
Empathy,
apathy. I got apathy towards tears. Don't cry around me. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Todd Stroger here at What's In It for the Black People Media. We would like to wish you and your family a very happy, safe holiday season.
Chris the Critic Relationship Hour with Gina B. Why you are not married. Number one, you ain't all that. I know that's hard for y'all to swallow. I don't look as good as my 22-year-old self. People need to realize that. You just ain't all that. And I get it. I got this master's degree. I went to this school, that school. I worked hard for this job, for this house. And then she over there got that man, and you don't have one. Men are very simple creatures. So, ladies, for you very accomplished ladies, I got some advice for them.
What's that?
I always say it like this. You can write this one down. Be a kitten, not a cat. What does that mean, Chris?
What does that mean?
You ever played with a kitten? It's real friendly. It almost acts like a puppy. And you want to play with it. You want to come look at the little kitty. It just makes you feel good. Now, have you ever seen an adult cat? When it feels like it might rub against your leg and move away. But is that men like kittens?
Kittens will play with anybody. A cat is particular.
Listen, what did we learn? Men are very simple creatures.
Right.
You can fool us. We want you to laugh at our dumb jokes. So all you super smart women out there, you good-looking women, you see a guy you like, you guys do make it out on a date. He actually pays for the date. When you're actually with that person, the dialogue is happening, the dinner is happening. You say, okay, this might work, this might work. It would help if you act a little blind.
Oh, my God. Becky.
I mean, you're going to hear me say that a lot. I mean, be nice to him. If you hear the worst joke ever, but if you sort of like them, laugh at it. There you go. Hey, it's a lot of married women out there. If we got any married women chiming in.
Look,
if I'm telling a lie.
That one's a fake laugh.
Let me know. Right.
What you're saying is that we should cater to the male ego, and that's what's ultimately going to get us married.
I'm first saying recognize that I think some of us, more women than men, look in the mirror. You ever seen a little lion look in the mirror and see somebody real big?
they see somebody a little more fine than what they are. And I'm not calling anybody ugly, so I'm not here to bash anybody.
Let's look at Middle America, okay? Middle America is not attractive.
They're not?
Middle America is largely married.
Okay, I think we're on the same page then. People sort of, we get stuck to reality shows sometime and think we're supposed to have, I got a degree in a house, so I'm supposed to have Idris Elba or his twin.
Well, I mean, if you notice, okay, so you remember your friends from high school, right? And you remember how they had all of these qualifications for, if she's going to lock me down, she got to be this, that. She's got to have an ass like, bam.
That's all we really looked at. Stop right there. You had me at. That's really, what are men? Simple creatures. We want to be fed. We want you to laugh at us, give us some, and that's it. To get us.
Tamika Scott. Yeah. As we take this journey through life, we face trials and tribulations. But just know, the enemy is not gonna win. Cause the storm is almost over. That's right. The storm is almost over.
Don't you give up. You come too far to turn back now. Hold your head up. It's almost over. So set up to take you to your destiny. It's gonna be alright. Everything happens for a reason. Guess this is your season. Just keep on believing. Blessings you'll be receiving. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It will be alright. Throw your hands to the sky, lift your head up high. The storm is almost over. Everything's gonna work in your favor. You don't have to worry no more. What you're going through won't last. It's a test to take you higher. Just keep the faith, hold on, believe. The storm is almost keep moving. Don't let nobody stop you, no. You're getting closer. Almost over. You're a soldier. Now fight your way to victory. It's gonna be alright. Everything happens for a reason. Guess this is your season. Just keep on believing. Blessings you'll be receiving. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It will be alright. Throw your hands to the sky, lift your head up high. The storm is almost over. Everything's gonna work in your favor. You don't have to worry no more. What you're going through won't last. It's a test to take you higher. Just keep the faith, hold on, believe. Dark clouds may rise, strong winds may blow. It's hard to see through the rain. You gotta hold on. Be strong. Almost over. Your hands to the sky, lift your head up high. The storm is almost over. Everything is gonna work in your favor. You don't have to worry no more. What you're going through won't last. It's a test to take you higher. Just keep the faith.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. It's What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets where hood legends DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. Shout out to Loch Ness Monster doing his thing.
That was good.
What?
It was topical.
Todd, you don't even like rap.
Had a good beat. I didn't say I didn't like rap. I said I didn't like yo young stuff that happened when you were in the 90s.
Okay.
That wasn't rap. That was violence.
That bang bang shoot 'em up, Todd.
Yeah, shoot 'em up.
Shoot 'em up.
I'm gonna slap Ruthie. She gonna like it. No, that stuff is crazy.
Twerk, 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 twerk. That's what it is, right?
Oh my God, man! All right, let me shout out to. Let me tell you, man, that Loch Ness sent that's another one, y'all. Y'all keep on with the music. I keep sending you, Sonia. I know you played Sparkle yesterday. Let's get that one back in the rotation. We got all types of. I want to hear the Christmas song. We got y'all. You know what? Chicago has so much talent.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of talent, I think the art. We have one of the most masterful artists politically ever in Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Lightfoot. Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Yesterday continued.
Man, too bad you don't draw. You could probably make a good living off those political cartoons, you know?
Lori Lightfoot? Yeah. Man, Lori Lightfoot yesterday came out. She had a pretty big press conference announcing the steps that she was taking. And here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to let it roll just a little bit so y'all can hear it because I don't know if everybody caught it, and then we'll chop it up and talk about it a little bit. I do want you all to call me because I got some questions. The mayor says that, well, I'm going to let you listen to what she had to say. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Let's line the calls up now. 872-259-7474 if you all are going to want to comment. Because I'm telling y'all, they listening. They tuned in. They write their speeches off your comments. So let's go. Let's play it, Sonia.
Trust with our city, our police department, and the law department, and most of all, trust in me, has been questioned as the events related to Miss Anjanette Young in the outrageous search of her home came to light last week. Let me just say again, bearing witness to what Miss Young experienced was and continues to be traumatic and disturbing. It has shaken and unnerved me. And I know that for the many, many conversations that I have had since that video came to light last week, people, and particularly black people, not here in Chicago, but really across the country, feel angry and feel violated. I also feel more motivated than ever.
Stop. Could you do that again? Just go back to the page turn, because I just felt like it was just. Go back to the page turn. Go back just to the statement, because she had to go. She had to. You know what? That reminded me of Tony Preckwinkle. Where's my papers? What do I say next?
But really, across the country, feel angry and feel violated. I also feel more motivated than ever. Now is the time for action. We have to take action to address the changes to policies and regulations to protect all Chicagoans against any kind of abuse, particularly one in their homes.
Pause. Who else is victims of abuse in Chicago? What all Chicagoans are victims of abuse in their own homes? All Chicagoans are not. All Chicagoans are not. This is a black issue right now. Go.
And to ensure that our city government is as transparent as it can be. We will right the wrongs inflicted on Miss Young, and the wrongs inflicted on many others like her, others who are disproportionately people of color.
Stop. Disproportionately people of color, disproportionately black people. Again, we started with black, and we're slowly being watered down into this thing that is all lives matter. Sonia, I want you to skip ahead to the 8:02 minute in the 8:02 if you got that there. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to chop up this speech a little bit. Or can we do it that way or no? If not, we can just roll. Let's just let it roll. Go ahead.
Endure that kind of traumatic event in her home. The hard work of rebuilding trust continues with holding people accountable and making sure that no one ever experiences this kind of traumatic invasion and indignity again. As you're all now aware, yesterday I sought and accepted the resignation of our Corporation Counsel, Mark Flessner. And while this was a difficult step, it was a necessary step. It was necessary in order for us to be able to move forward as a city with the full faith and confidence of Chicago's residents and communities. And as we undergo our search for a new Corporation Counsel, I have appointed Celia Meza, who stands here to my right, to serve in that role in an acting capacity.
Stop. Black woman gets assaulted naked. Celia Meza gets the job. Go.
Now, Celia is no stranger to city government or the law department. She's worked in the law department on 2 separate occasions, last of which was as a deputy counsel for employment litigation. More recently, Celia came into my administration from the very beginning as in a newly created role called Mayor's Counsel and Senior Ethics Advisor. Celia is somebody that I have known for 25 years. We worked together in the U.S. Attorney's Office when we were both assistant U.S. attorneys. She's a woman I know of impeccable character and will bring that to her new role as acting corporation counsel.
Stop. That seems very much like the description of Mark Flessner. 25-year friend, homie, U.S. prosecutor. Why? You were the person who picked Mark Flessner, and you told us we should be able to trust him, and that he was. Remember when he was scamming us from Naperville? Remember when he was taking? You told us that you knew, and he was impeccably trusted. Remember when he said that the Black Caucus, if they kept pushing black issues, this is so. Your word. This makes me ask: do we really trust this? We're gonna worry about the breaks. Keep going.
My charge to her was simple: lead with integrity and transparency.
Stop. What did she tell Mark Flessner when he did the job? Let's go.
Make sure that all the lawyers and personnel in the Department of Law never forget that they serve the people. No matter the case or controversy, when a person claims injury by a city actor, every person deserves our respect, and we must approach every matter with humility. And I have every confidence.
Wait. Is this Miss FOS Alderman? You're full of, they don't know what they're talking about as the city burned. Keep playing.
That Celia will ensure that simple but important charge is understood and, more importantly, acted upon by the men and women of the Department of Law.
Same Department of Law that did
Further,
Laquan McDonald.
Under the direction of Superintendent Brown, all the officers involved in the raid in Miss Young's home have been taken off the street and placed on desk duty.
Stop. So they've been working since then? Since you knew about this? Keep going.
Now, we must respect COPA's independence. But as I have repeatedly told COPA's chief administrator, I firmly believe in the value that justice delayed is justice denied. And frankly, there is no excuse that this matter has languished for a year without any significant movement on the part of COPA.
Stop. What was her role in pushing it forward? Because we know that she knew she was briefed about it. And let's be clear that, so I guess my question is, when you appointed the person a year ago and when you were briefed on it, then when did it become a priority? Keep going.
We all need to understand the particulars of why Miss Young's house was targeted, what happened while the officers were there, and importantly, what happened afterward once they knew and it became clear that they were in the wrong house.
What did you do when you
Until
knew?
the COPA investigation is complete, these officers need to be off the street. But that investigation needs to be handled and come to conclusion in an expeditious way.
COPA chief is getting fired, by the way.
These steps build on many others that we have taken since this matter fully came to light. Most recently, in respect to Ms. Young and her case, last Friday, I directed the city's law department to file a supplemental motion with the court to first formally withdraw our action against CBS News, an action which was a colossal mistake. As I said last week, and I have, had I been advised ahead of time, I would never have authorized such a wrong-headed motion to be filed.
Stop. Didn't we hear her say that she trusted the judge and that he made the decision? And that woman, like, again, Madam Mayor, there's tapes. There's tapes. You said that you knew you were under the impression that there was a violation. You called her that woman. Keep going.
Again, the media plays an important role in our democracy.
Then come talk to us.
And to be clear, we do not stop the publication of any news outlet.
Stop! Y'all know I took offense to that. I took offense to that because remember when our black people were calling into the other place and they were being assaulted, and then I was told that I was offending the black. I also, if y'all recall, you can go back to my page where Anita Padilla, myself, and Mark Carter were talking about the assaults, and the mayor's office called Anita Padilla. Remember, and she had to get off the phone right on the air because the mayor's office called and said that they wanted us to stop the conversation. 100%. We know that the mayor's office has threatened multiple media outlets. That's part of the reason that this is happening, is because they have walked around with a bully pulpit telling people that they will deny them forever. You think about it. You think about who does she talk to, right? Only the safe spaces. Keep going.
Doing their job. Never should have happened and will never happen again.
So come on, Madam Mayor.
I also directed the city's law department to formally withdraw its sanctions against Ms. Young's attorney, Keenan Salter.
When did that happen, though? Keep going. Keep going.
Further, in our supplemental pleading, we asked the court to take no further action against Attorney Salter.
Because we was for it before we was against it.
Furthermore, last week I directed that all body-worn camera footage be released to Ms. Young, CBS 2, and the public, and that has happened.
Let's stop
and
here. Let's go to the question and answer. Can you get to that? Because we can go to the question and answer, because that's where it really gets good. Usually they tell the truth. And then we're going to take your calls, because I want to know, did the mayor sell it? Do you trust her? What does she have to do to bring back the black trust? Now, I want to go to the quick Q&A because, sometimes when they won't let us get them Q&As because some of the questions that we were asking, she was forced to address. Let's go to, also want to remind you all that Alderman Jason Irvin as well as Alderman Chris Taliaferro participated in the press conference. There is a hearing today at 11 o'clock, a subject matter hearing. But I don't know what information they're going to be able to fix. But that's okay. Let's go to Q&A.
I'm Megan Hickey. I'm a reporter with CBS Chicago. We got a big batch of questions, a lot of wrong raid, and then COVID. I'm going to start with wrong raid, if that makes sense. Well, first, just from me, back in August, there was a group of attorneys that were instrumental in the consent decree who sent this enforcement action letter to the city, to the AG's office, to the panel that oversees the consent decree, basically demanding specific reforms to these types of raids. And they, cited our investigation and specific cases in our investigation multiple times. It's been 4 months. Those attorneys never got a response. We never got a response. I think we asked you about it last week, and you said you weren't aware of that particular enforcement action. Have you learned about it since then?
I have, and when the question was asked last week, it was asked in a way that I didn't precisely understand.
I lied about it.
Yes, there was a letter that was sent, I believe, in early August of this year. As you probably know, there's a very specific process by which issues that the litigants in the consent decree are required to respond to any issues.
How do I
from
not
another
answer
litigant.
this question?
Our law department and the police department have been, my understanding is, engaged through the monitor in addressing those issues. So that is the way that this process has been handled, and I think that work is ongoing.
Are they planning to issue a response in the near future?
Yes or no, lady?
There is, as I said, a very specific prescribed way.
Yes or no?
Under the
Answer
terms
the
of the
question.
consent decree, and that is the process that we are following.
Okay. Several people asked about Mr. Flessner's departure. Can you give us more specifics just about how involved you were in that resignation?
Well, he worked for me. I saw it and received his resignation yesterday.
Did she scream him disgusted
This
about him?
comes from Christian Farr with NBC5, similar, asking if you met with Flessner in person.
I did.
And are you hiring a former judge to investigate the young CPD raid incident?
We'll be making an announcement about that in the coming days.
Stop. Okay. Stop right there. Pause. So I need for you to understand that in the process of these situations, one of the things that is in the advisory situation is to hire a former U.S. judge or someone who has an impeccable credentials to review the case, right? To review it, to do fact-finding, but essentially to find that you didn't do wrong but blame everybody else, right? It's a tactic that they use. And so be prepared for an announcement that they are going to hire probably a former federal judge. I'm just telling you. A former federal judge that will be hired as a special investigator to find out where we went wrong, right? This judge will get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars on taxpayer dime that he will then go in and he will tell us what we already knew. Right? But I want you to understand that is a tactic, and it is often employed when the executive is in trouble, right? And it is a straight play out of the playbook. Man, I won't even tell you whose playbook it is, but if you look through history, when there are these type of things, there is typically someone from outside that is agreed that he's not going to bang you, but he'll bang everybody else. Keep going.
This is from Amy Jacobson.
Listen to this one.
What day did you see the botched raid video, and are there other police body cam videos you are trying to keep from the public?
Rewind that again.
Straightforward question.
Hold on. Play it again.
This is from Amy Jacobson. What day did you see the botched raid video, and are there other police body cam videos you are trying to keep from the public?
Well, I have to say I'm offended by the premise of the question. It's offensive to me. There's no cover-up, certainly not by me, none that I would tolerate. So that question, Amy, is offensive.
Stop. Was there a cover-up, y'all? See, could you play that question one more time? Because did you, first of all, let me ask you a question. Was that an offensive question? Do you think that, under the circumstances, under the fact that the mayor just told us last week that remember on Monday she told us she only saw it on Tuesday. She had no recollection. And on Tuesday, she was telling us, oh yeah, now I remember that they told me, but it was a little bit and Tamika did it. And then it kept going and it kept building. She did cover it up. She did say somebody in the office covered it up. Now, is the mayor responsible for the cover up? No, because she fired Mark Flessman. But she also told us Mark Flessman was a 20-year friend who was a blah, blah, blah.
And he said he ain't do nothing.
Right. And she going to have problems with him, too. He ain't going down quiet. He like, what was that? So he said, oh, Nino Brown. When he was like, I got to go, the whole thing going down.
But he did say, my friend Lori.
Who?
In his resignation.
Yeah, I mean, because Lori said, look, dog. Lori, like,
no,
look.
I think he wanted to let her know, like, we still cool.
We still cool because he want that job. He getting ready to get paid like $2,500 an hour. But I need you to play the Amy Jacobson because I need to know should she have been offended. Play it.
This is from Amy Jacobson. What day did you see the botched raid video, and are there other police body cam videos you are trying to keep from the public?
Well, I have to say I'm offended by the premise of the question. It's offensive to me. There's no cover-up, certainly not by me, none that I would tolerate. So that question, Amy, is offensive.
This is from Kelly Bauer with Black Hub Chicago. Number 1, when and how will your emails about the Anjanette Young raid be released?
We were in the process of gathering all those emails and going through them to make sure that they're responsive. And once that review is complete,
we're redacting the hell out of these mugs.
They will be probably on a microsite, but we'll make them available so that the media can see them and the public can see them.
You know what? Let's take a quick break right there. I just want to refresh your memory. And then after we play this, we'll be right back. But y'all make sure y'all pay attention because this is the same woman talking. Go.
Today we learned that a Kentucky state grand jury found that the officer responsible for killing Breonna Taylor. Rulings like this one set us back and come as yet another challenge to the hard work and progress we have already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We will and we must continue to say her name. We will and we must continue to demand justice. And we will and we must do everything in our power to prevent any more names from being added to this role, like George Floyd, or closer to home, Rekia Boyd, Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
Regarding the CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social worker's home, why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Miss Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video. Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter was handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Because the COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this.
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong place! You got the wrong house! You got the wrong house!
We will and we must continue to say her name.
Y'all. We're going to continue. This is the Mays Jackson Show. We're going to continue with the press conference and the question and answers with yesterday, Mayor Lori Lightfoot's press conference. And then we're going to start talking. We're going to ask you to give us your calls 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Do we trust the mayor now? Did she sell it?
After that, she should have expected that question from somebody.
Well, I mean, I think that's her go back. I think you need to go back to that. Let's start with that one because I think that's the mayor's fallback. It's always the I'm offended. It's like, no, we're all still offended. Like, and let's be clear, you just heard in the spot, she told us she trusted the judge until we all started snapping.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was that woman. Let's start with the Amy Jacobson question because let me also let y'all know that the mayor does not like Amy Jacobson because she does ask the thorn in the side questions.
Well, Amy Jacobson is definitely, yeah. She's like, I'm against all Democratic government, so.
Okay. Well, let's go back, and then we're going to continue this Q&A, and then we're going to take your calls. 872-259-7474. Let's go.
This is from Amy Jacobson. What day did you see the botched raid video? And are there other police body cam videos you are trying to keep from the public?
Well, I have to say I'm offended by the premise of the question. It's offensive to me. There's no cover-up, certainly not by me, none that I would tolerate. So that question, Amy, is offensive.
This is from Kelly Bauer with Block Hub Chicago. Number 1, when and how will your emails about the Anjanette Young raid be released?
We were in the process of gathering all those emails and going through them to make sure that they're responsive. And once that review is complete, we will put them out in entirety. They will be probably on a microsite, but we'll make them available so that the media can see them and the public can see them.
Okay. Number 2, when and how will the city release the other videos of the raid?
I'm not sure what she's asking, but all the videos, my understanding is that all the videos related to Anjanette Young's were released last week at my direction.
Okay, and that included the 6 that weren't originally
That's how we knew that there were 6 more, yes.
Okay.
So I believe that there are 20 in total, and those were released last week.
Okay. This is from Bill Cameron, WLS-AM. Will you be making public the request for the search warrant in the Young case that would have an affidavit from the lead officer on the case reviewed and approved by a supervisor and a prosecutor?
Under the assumption that the court will authorize us to do so, yes. Any information about that, both the application underlying, if there is an underlying affidavit, and the return, what happens is once a search warrant is executed, there's material and information that has to be returned to the court. I want to make sure that we're releasing
procedures.
You know what's a great movie?
What?
Well, you know how we talk
the
about
lies people tell. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The Godfather and how it can relate to politics. Well, The Verdict reminds me of this kind of action where the powerful entity, which was the Archdiocese of Boston, hired a high-powered lawyer, and the high-powered lawyer works with the doctors, and the doctors, of course, are respected because they're doctors and they've been doctors for years. And they have the power in the court system because the judge will play to them because he's a
Catholic.
Well, he was actually, but,
right.
But they were respected citizens with great power, and I think that's what the mayor's office tries to get away with this kind of law talk.
I don't get it. You lost me with that.
So, in the movie, the church owns a hospital. Back before Ruthie was born, churches actually own these hospitals with Catholic titles.
Okay.
So someone is injured and is a vegetable. They are trying to protect the church from a gigantic lawsuit. In the end, when the nurse says something, and they're like, and the archbishop asked the lawyer, did they believe her? And so it comes down to, do people believe you because you're high and mighty and powerful?
Right.
Or do they believe the common person because
she was like, screaming because she was the person who was screaming saying it wasn't me?
That's exactly how I look at it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that the lawyer speak when the mayor goes into lawyer speak, it goes into liar to me. It's like that's when you're trying to point me. You're trying to, as Ruthie call it, finesse.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to finesse us with the language and then get lost in the sauce so we don't know what's going on. But I want to know, did the mayor sell it? Do we trust her now? Do you think that? Let's go to the live line. Betty, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Did the mayor sell it yesterday? Do you trust her now?
Good morning.
Good morning, Betty.
I was calling because I'm listening to your show, and if this happened on Ron Emanuel's watch, you remember the Laquan McDonald cover-up? Who would to say them same people that didn't help him cover up that didn't help him cover up this here?
Oh, let me ask you a question, Betty. Do you think that this situation is similar to Laquan McDonald, or is it as big a deal?
By the grace of God, nobody got killed, but it's still a similar thing. They trying to cover up their dirt.
You know, Betty, and where does the mayor play into this in your mind?
You know what? That she's a fool for taking this head. This didn't happen on her watch. Why was she? And if at that time wasn't she the head of the Federation Board or something like that?
She was the head of the police board, which became COPA, but she was out by the time that it happened. I'm not sure if she was still in the space. She didn't do it, but I think you're right. I think she
didn't do it, but I would, and another thing she said too, something this important. Oh, I forgot. That's the wrong word to use. You don't forget nothing like that.
Right. That's
but. They checking everybody else's neighbor card. They better go back to them black 8 folks before they were covering up Ron mess, remember?
Oh. Betty?
They need Eric Johnson to go digging around on this hand like he did the other one.
Oh, I heard that, Betty. That's what we need to have happen. Now, Betty, where are you listening to us on? You listen to us on the radio?
Because if they help him do a murder cover-up, they will help him do this cover-up, them black almonds.
Oh.
I don't got no trust in none of them. When it comes to politics, you get in politics because you got to be a big liar and a big thief, an oversized thief, and some of them is both.
Ooh, Betty, you fed up, huh?
I'm sick of them. I mean, they do nothing for the neighborhoods or nothing like that. They only come out when it's time to take a picture smiling. They ain't done nothing. You go around and ask, if they get somebody to go around to different wards and ask to tell the truth, I bet you'll get it. But a lot of times they won't get the truth because the person, the alderman, is standing there with them. So, you'll be surprised at the goons that they got and watch you because then you're scared to say something, because you know that they got their goons out there in the crowd.
Man,
but this happened at a meeting. We had a council meeting. At one point in time, the people that were doing the wrong had their goons to come to the council meeting to hear what people were saying. And then they go back and told the people. So we stopped doing the council meeting for a while. Then we moved it to another location and started back. And the same thing that happened to this lady almost happened to me one night. Because I went to every council meeting. And one night, about a couple of years ago, after we finished the council meeting, they were going to come and raid a house for drugs. So the lady, I know her, the one, the beat facilitator, she called me to the side, and she said, Betty, she said, when officer, whatever their name were, I forgot. Anyway, she said, when they leave here tonight, this is the address they going to. And she showed me the address. I said, going there for what? And she said, they going there because it's drugs. I said, wait a minute. I said, I live in that apartment. The only thing they going to do is come in there and give me a heart attack, kicking that door down, and my kids is not going to be no happy campers. So they called it off. If I had not went to that beat meeting that night, that would have happened to me.
Betty,
how they got my address, I don't know. Somebody gave them my address to get the heat off of them from going to the real address.
Betty, what part of town you live on? Yeah. You ain't got to tell me your address. What part of town? South side, west side, suburbs? Where you at?
I live near Midway Airport.
Oh, Betty.
I'm in Rock. It used to be Munoz Ward. Now it's Michael Rodriguez.
Man. Now, that's that area where everything was going down. That's where everything, that's where they was jacking up the black folks. That's how we started over here, because it was in that same war. Betty, I want to tell you, thank you for calling us. I appreciate you. Now, let me ask you.
But they need to...
Betty, you listen to us on the radio or you listen to us on social media?
I listen to y'all on the radio. I ain't savvy about all that social media stuff. Don't know how to operate it.
Okay, we gonna have to
my kids trying to show me, but I don't know. At my age, maybe I learn one day.
You got to learn because we want you to look at us instead of just listen to us. You know you can see us live.
I know.
You got to come watch us. We gonna get you set up.
Sometimes I be trying to do it, but it won't. I don't know. Matter of fact, right now I can't even get Channel 7 on the TV. I gotta wait till my son come over here to put the Channel 7 back on the TV for me.
Oh, you know what?
I hit the wrong button.
Oh, no, we got to get your TV fixed for you. You got to get you some Channel 7. And we got to get you on the Maze Jackson Show. Betty, I want to tell you how much we appreciate you calling. Now, I am going to tell you this. You ain't got to say it on air, but if you leave your information if you call in and leave it on the voicemail, we will get somebody over there to help you get your TV straight. Okay? So
my son is on his way now to do it.
What's his name?
Justin.
Justin, you get Miss Betty's TV working right, and you show her how to work this Facebook so she can see us live. Oh, and
they
on
be
YouTube too.
Show me. They said, "Mama, what you done did now?"
Well, you done made our day. Thank you so much, Betty. We appreciate you calling.
I listen to your show every day, but you know what?
What?
The one thing you talk about, a lot of folks don't want to hear. People don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear lies. But truth must be told.
Thank you, Betty.
Yep.
Thank you. Tell the people in the building to listen to us, too. We appreciate you. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Who else we got on that line? Okay, Frank, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Now, Brother Frank, keep it to the topic, man. I know you love Lori. I know you probably thinking.
Todd.
Go ahead.
Good morning. Sonia, Ruthie, can you hear me?
Yes,
morning.
we can.
Good morning, you guys. Hey, you know what, Brother Maze, I like the last caller, too. Tell her son to program through the menu. Automatic program. She get a channel. So listen, I voted for her, but she's breaking my heart. Okay, what makes this whole scenario, what happened to Miss Young, what makes it so sad to me is it didn't happen on her watch. It happened on Rahm Emanuel. So she had the perfect roadmap to go down the right street to live up to her campaign promise of accountability, police, and transparency. But she chose the other route. She lied to us, and she's still lying to us. I really appreciate the way you breaking down her tape and everything, her recording, because she's still lying. The only time she tell the truth is when we can prove that she's lying, okay? She's like Donald Trump, like you said, Brother Mays, and Rahm Emanuel. But what we as a people need to understand is it's time for us to wake up and start looking up for her replacement. She fired and demoted Eddie Johnson because, in her words, he lied to her. And that's something she cannot tolerate. So what's that telling us about her? Okay? Cheryl Mosley Brown, whatever her name, when it ran against Rahm Emanuel, you know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of excited right now. But we got to make a decision. We got to be starting to understand this man has got to go. She's still lying to us. I don't trust her no more. And believe it or not, it's giving me a headache to even listen to her trying to explain things. It's literally giving me a headache. She got to go, people.
Wait a minute, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Wait, Frank, hold on. Frank got off before I had to end the... Nah, thank you, Frank. I appreciate you. Frank ended his own call.
Thank you, Frank.
Hey, y'all, give us a call. 872-259-7474. Did she sell it? Do y'all believe the man now? I mean, Ruthie, don't look at me like that.
No, I'm like Frank. I'm hurt, too.
You're not hurt. That's your girl.
I mean, I ain't really hurt because she ain't never made no allegiance and stuff to us anyway, so.
Right. I'm going to tell y'all what, though. I think that we going to get Escobar one of these days. I don't know if I'm going to get it before she go or before she stay, but we going to get all 43 of those pleas in one spot. I want you to hear what it feels like 43 times to ask somebody to help you as you stand there naked in 40-degree weather. And I still want to know what the white guy was taking pictures of. Did you see that? There's a video where the white guy is in there taking pictures.
I want to see all the footage.
I don't want to see no more of it because it's too hard. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We want y'all to be happy, though. So don't worry, be happy. We'll be back after these messages. Hey, y'all, and don't forget, we still trying to bless bless our personalities. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to give y'all a list of the people that's been making contributions. Thank you to everybody and the stars. We'll be right back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Where my steppers at?
This is retired State Senator Ricky Hendon. This is my new song, Be My Christmas. It's on my House Party CD, produced by house music icons King Farley. It's available on my website, HollywoodHendon.com, various streaming platforms, and CDs. The album also has songs like We Getting Lit and Rona Money. Get the House Party CD in time for Christmas and New Year's Eve. This is our new song, We Getting Lit. Just in time for New Year's Eve. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Go to HollywoodHendon.com and get my music. Let's bring in 2021. Ricky Hollywood Hendon. Don't forget me, y'all.
This is the king of house music, Farley Jack Master Funk, and I endorse Hollywood Ricky Hendon. Let's go to work.
The Mays Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Hey everyone, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I am Mary, the do-it-all intern here at the What's In It for the Black People Media. I hope that you guys are looking forward to celebrating your family, all the kids opening up presents. Be sure to love your loved ones. It's been a tough year, and so long as we're all around, we want to pull each other in closely. You guys have a great holiday.
Yeah, man. Ideas, man. Ideas. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. Let's go. Standing my ground, I can't mess around now. It's like my time is in a bottle, captured by your love. Now I know
you are listening to the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my co-host Todd Stroger, Miss Ruthie Moore, and y'all. We are talking about the mayor of the city of Chicago. Did she sell it, y'all?
No.
Did she? First of all, let me just tell you, if you are the head of COPA, you might as well start looking now. She sent the signal because she was like, who else I got to fire? Let me ask y'all a question. Was the mayor's apology, go back to the very first part of that first speech. Like the very first part, because, she started out like she knows she got a black problem. You got that part? Let's go to the beginning real quick.
Trust with our city, our police department, and the law department, and most of all, trust in me, has been questioned as the events related to Miss Anjanette Young in the outrageous search of her home came to light last week. Let me just say again, bearing witness to what Miss Young experienced was and continues to be traumatic and disturbing. It has shaken and unnerved me. And I know that for the many, many conversations that I have had since that video came to light last week, people, and particularly black people, not here in Chicago, but really across the country, feel angry and feel violated. I also feel more motivated than ever. Now is the time for action. We have to take action to address the changes to policies and regulations to protect all Chicagoans against any kind of abuse, particularly one in their homes, and to ensure that our city government is as transparent as it can be. We will right the wrongs inflicted on Ms. Young, and the wrongs inflicted on many others like her, others who are disproportionately people of color, and repair the trust that is necessary for us to make the reforms that our city and our values demand. It began last week by telling Ms. Young that I am personally sorry for what happened to her. She should not have had to endure that kind